everyone, and welcome to the Time Matters hosted gala dinner here at Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Mexico 2023. You can see around me, this is such a beautiful venue right in the historic center of Mexico City. Such history and tradition and culture, so indicative of Mexico and all it has to offer. And it's such a perfect symbol, I think, for our conference and the themes, building on that tradition. The automotive industry here in Mexico is so important, so strategic in the North American context as well as the global context, but it's also undergoing transformation, change in technology, change in new players coming into the market, new trends towards electrification, sustainability. The supply chain has to keep up with all of that. And we heard today a lot of positive stories, a tremendous optimism in terms of the growth potential and the investment across the automotive supply chain in Mexico. But at the same time, lots of challenges in terms of infrastructure, capacity, bureaucracy, customs, security, and some of that may well be holding back investment. Lizetta Gracida from Toyota Motors Mexico, who has a strong interface with government here in Mexico. She's head of public policy and international and trade compliance. She talked about pillars that the government needs to focus on holistically across energy policy, infrastructure, and people, investing in skills and competencies and technology. If the government doesn't rise up to this challenge and work with industry, Mexico could fall behind some of its competitors. The nearshoring trend, which everyone is talking about, is here, and we heard about it all day at the conference, whether it's tier 1s and tier 2s and 3s investing more in Mexico from different regions, or OEMs, of course, increasing their production. But again, logistics is a decisive factor in this. It can be the difference between Mexican-based supplier being competitive or, again, struggling to keep up with demand or perhaps with new suppliers who come into the mix. This was pointed out by Leonardo Martins from Boca Group, who's a Mexican supplier who's facing stiff competition from new players from China coming into the market. And he said that logistics would be really essential to delivering on time, the right quality to his customers. And of course, there are barriers in the way of this in Mexico. But the good news is the industry is working together to address them and also turning to new tools. Peter Coltai from Volkswagen de Mexico showed the intensive work that Volkswagen has been doing to improve visibility, to gather data, and create a more predictive system to spot problems in the supply chain, which of course is so critical given all the challenges we're facing. At the same time, we heard in finished vehicle logistics, Raul Gamba from BMW talking about the shifts that we've seen in vehicle logistics. How BMW, which has added a second shift to its plant here in Mexico and increasing its imports, and had to work very flexibly, very collaboratively with its logistics providers, turning to new solutions where necessary to help move vehicles for export and import through ports like Veracruz, but in collaboration with its partners. And finally, today we heard from multiple facets of the Volkswagen Group. Volkswagen de Mexico, Chattanooga, Navistar, Volkswagen Bus and Truck Mexico, and Group Logistics from Germany. They came together in a very unique panel to talk about the synergy opportunities in North America, together with new players like PowerCo, building a gigafactory in Canada, and Scout, which will also build a factory in South Carolina. Volkswagen is looking to capitalize on this synergy, and especially in places like Mexico, where it has a big footprint, to leverage shared networks, shared processes, shared skills, and take this onto the market as well to work with logistics providers. So we were so pleased to hear from Peter Coltai again, also Christoph Hartmann from Group Logistics, Sören Steld from PowerCo, talking about being an agile startup and working to build up this battery cell network. And also, again, the opportunities lessons to learn from in electric vehicles in Chattanooga, where Paulo Monteiro told us about the challenges and solutions that the company has faced there. And then importantly, the commercial vehicle side, which is in the North American region now too. So Hali Viela from Volkswagen Truck and Bus, who talked about deepening localization here, and Haley Wilson from Navistar, the newest member of the group, talking about shared LTL networks, shared logistics between Mexico and the US. So So much is happening, so much to discuss, all reflective of the massive changes happening here in Mexico. Although we heard about the challenges many times, we focus so much on the solutions and the potential to come, and that's what gives me a lot of excitement. So glad to have shared it with you, or continue to share it with you, our audience here on LinkedIn and across the world at automotivelogistics.media. There's going to be a lot more to come, because there's more happening at the conference on Thursday, which we'll be sharing more highlights of. But for now, you know, I have this beautiful setting behind me. I'm going to have a nice meal, enjoy some time with these delegates from all over Mexico, North America, and the world, and talk about the future of the supply chain here in Mexico. Thanks so much.